Represent UCLA.
This is my children's
Up?
home. Hey, Rebel.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Tima. Hi, Tima. Oh my gosh, it's so good seeing all your beautiful faces. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this special Wise I Should Talks episode. Today, I'm very excited to be doing this panel discussion with these amazing people who have, volunteered their insightful thoughts, their amazing minds, their voices, to come and talk about something that's very important today. Because I think all of us on this planet have experienced this in some kind of capacity. And this kind of relationship is very special and unique. And it's called friendships. What are friendships? How do we define them? What are the different things that come about? And also, how does culture, race, finances, how do all of these things impact the way we relate to others, especially when we're talking about within a friendship relationship?
Not bad. This is not a question. Yeah. It's just a statement, okay? There's a next one. The next statement. Okay. You are in a relationship, and they go behind your back to get with your significant other. Men. Women or men? Where do you see this most?
Women.
Ooh.
Maggie, what you say?
Man.
Robel said
Such
man.
a hard one.
I think it's
everybody, man. Everybody. It depends really on the people, bro. I don't know.
You said everybody.
Yes. I think both. Really are the same.
I say both as well.
Okay. Okay. So the next
so
one.
So we can choose both, or
I mean,
we can say both.
No, you could choose both. You could choose both. You could choose whatever you want. Because to be honest, I just want to acknowledge that there's a whole gender spectrum. So I don't want anybody coming from you. I don't want anybody coming from me. But yeah, just to say, you can choose both. You can choose to say everybody, honestly, because it's possible. But it's more who's more likely to, based off of your observations, So really keep that in the back of your mind.
Just to make it complicated, when you say gender, are we talking like heterosexual?
No, gender is heterosexual is sexuality. Gender is women, men, gender non-conforming, non-binary. That's gender. Heterosexual is just sexuality.
Gender.
We're just talking about gender.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Oh, so you got it.
Okay.
Excuse everyone, Maggie just landed to the United States. He doesn't know.
I don't know, man.
Okay, the next scenario. You want to talk about your feelings and they are ready to listen and discuss thoroughly.
Women.
They want to know more about it.
Women, yeah. More likely women.
Yeah.
Okay. You fight and you move on quickly without holding grudges.
Guys. Man.
Women are petty, okay?
I have grudges from like 10 years ago. Man.
Do you even remember this? Do you even remember why?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to make peace,
10 years? Off on a truth or false again. So truth or false, friends before romantic relationships.
I think
True.
I think your romantic partner should be a friend.
Okay, she over here trying to find a nice middle.
Right.
Friends before romantic relationship.
He said truth.
Over. Like I feel like they're like, why does one have to be over? They are both equally important.
Okay.
I don't think you should be friends. Like, so you gotta be friends first and then become lovers. That's what you said.
No,
that's what I understood.
I feel like you should find a friend in your lover.
No, you see the statement that I made. The statement that I made is a PG-13 statement of bros before hoes. It's a PG-13 version of that. So I said friends before romantic relationships. That's the statement I'm making, because a lot of people say this, like, you got to pick your friends before any relationship. Don't start acting funny when you start getting with somebody and then you leave your friends. So it's kind of like that's the statement.
I think they both should.
Yeah, I think it's a balance, honestly. Like you shouldn't neglect your friends once you're in a relationship, but when you're in a relationship, your life shouldn't just revolve around the relationship. You should also have your friends.
Me, I say friends because friends are more
That's
like
what I'm saying.
people forever.
Right. And most of the
More
time,
like
you
people
know your
forever.
friends first before actually the relationship.
Relationships,
So
1 year, 2 years.
right.
But
Hey,
then again,
you love this woman too, yo. So it's a big difference. Like it's not really that
Yeah,
easy, you know.
that's
But chances are the friends are gonna be there forever compared to the relationship.
No, wait, what if you end up marrying the person and everything?
Maybe
yeah.
they break up in 1 year. You don't know.
Everything is involved the other. You shouldn't neglect your relationship because at the end of
Exactly.
No, it's not neglecting, but it's friends first.
I don't know. I feel like it depends. I think when you talk about marriage, that's a whole nother level. Like if I'm building a family with somebody, I probably will pick that before my friends. I'm sorry.
right.
But
Sorry,
then,
y'all. I love y'all,
but if you neglect the relationship because of your friend, then how would you know if that relationship will turn into a marriage or something?
Mia, I don't think we should use the word neglect. We should say, like, what do you put in front of the other more? You know,
what do you prioritize? What do you prioritize over the other?
All priorities, but there's a level of priority.
I think they should be on the same level.
I actually think they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. Me either. I agree.
I actually think they shouldn't. I'm not sure who should go before who because everybody has their own
first,
personal.
friend second. Easy.
But I
agree with that,
should
man.
definitely not.
I would not.
If I'm with you in a relationship, I would not want to be on the same level as your friends. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
In terms of priority, I do not want to be on the same level as your friends. I'm sorry. I'm not your friend.
What I'm saying is you should. But what I'm saying is you should give attention to both.
Well, no, but I'm talking about in terms of priority because that's the statement we're making. Because attention is attention, but in terms of prioritizing who you're gonna focus on when there's something going on, or who you're gonna prioritize when you're making life decisions, like who's that
Lover
gonna be?
first, yeah. I think it's a relationship.
Okay, me, for example, making life decisions, I'm not gonna ask my girl for that. I prefer asking my friend for a life decision. I'm talking about like the person I marry, like my girlfriend. I'm making my life decision with my friend. I rather ask you for advice than ask my girlfriend. But if it's your wife, that's different. But relationship, my friend comes first. Because I know like probably maybe it's possible that you guys might get married, but it's more likely for you to lose the girlfriend than you losing the friend. That's what I think.
I don't know. This is a tricky one for me.
Let me drop this. Your friend, there's nothing that you're going after if it's not the personality. Whereas the girl, there are other things that, like it's a girl. You like girls before you even like
your mate, yeah.
So you're kind of picking to be with her on other basis rather than just how she thinks. Exactly. There are other things that play, but your friend, you're like, no, I know Robert be thinking straight. So I'm more confident when Robert is advising me than if this girl that I got like yesterday is advising me, because I'm still trying to figure out who she is. Exactly. So in that sense, I would definitely put my friend's advice, or like I would put that friendship above. But if it's your wife, that's different. Yeah, your wife.
Exactly.
Said she should be your friend, like.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. 100%. Because if you have a girlfriend, you might usually your friends first, right? Before that girl comes into play, right? So now when she comes in and she's trying to actually have a negative impact on what you already what you already built, that's not good, Now if you get to know that person and then you get to marry, that's some different level.
That's different. Yeah.
But you better get into your back, Aisha. Like, I think you have more better questions. Like, I think there's a lot of interesting questions you have after this.
After this?
Yeah, I mean, like, I see it's getting juicier now. We're getting into the bag right now. But go.
But what I'm saying is, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I feel like, okay, Maggie, go ahead, because Maggie's been trying to talk, and then I'll go to you, Tima. You both have been trying to talk. I'm going to try to moderate.
Following advice, then yes, your friend's opinion generally might be more important to you. But if we're talking like about prioritizing a relationship over the other one, I think your romantic relationship should be your priority, and your friends should understand that. Your friends should also know their place. When you have a serious boyfriend or girlfriend, they should,
Interesting.
take a step back. The friendship is just as solid, but they know that a significant other now.
That's a good point.
I agree with Maggie.
Oh, that's what you were gonna say?
Yeah, I agree with Maggie.
I think that's really interesting. I think the only thing that will make this very, difficult is if the romantic relationship is toxic to you. Because I talked to my brothers about this. I feel like when we talked about it, though, Yusuf was like, "Oh, it's not that simple." But I was like, you gotta pick yourself. When it comes to this friend or romantic relationship, you really gotta choose the best one that supports you, the best side that makes sure that you're healthy and that you're progressing and doing good in life. So if your romantic relationship is toxic to you, you should prioritize your friends. If your friend group is toxic to you, because that can happen, maybe you decided that you no longer want to be going out and doing certain things with them anymore, or you're just trying to change your lifestyle, your romantic relationship might be pushing you to be more responsible and following in that step, then you prioritize that. So I feel like, with this is just that for me, that was the thing that I always say, like you have to choose yourself, what's good for you. And what's good for you may not always be super clear, but come on, you could tell. If you trying to level up and be a better version of yourself, one side is always going to be better than the other.
Check this out. Why I value the friendship a lot. A good friend, what it would tell you is handle your relationship. Make sure you guys are good. We're gonna hang out tomorrow. That's what a good friend says. And I value that more because that person is like, okay, let's sacrifice the good time that we could be having so that the person you have at home is satisfied. You see, like how that's how I think about it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this friendship right here, this carries me further than the girl that I'm talking to, or like the girl that I'm going out with. Like I'm trying to satisfy like a feeling or an emotion. We're having fun, like we're getting to know each other and all of that. I value you. But that friend that I got, if that person is like, yeah, that girl that you with right now, bro, I don't know, man. I like that would impact me like way much more than if a girl that I got yesterday is like, yeah, your friend is like, I'm like, nah, I was with Robert for like 20 years. You're gonna come and tell me something quickly and I'm gonna take that just like this? No. So I feel like that's where I see that friendship is more, because I know Robert doesn't have to tell me this, but I know if I have a girl, Robert will be like, yeah, if she's trying to hang out with you, go ahead and kick it with her. We're gonna hang out another day. And me, that just shows superiority. It shows that I know my friend. Look, he's nodding. I know that's what he's gonna do.
No, but
for sure, bro. Like, there's nothing to see for me. I'd rather you see something beautiful than see my ugly ass.
You're not ugly. Oh no.
Nah, this is not a support group. Okay, stop it. Go
ahead. No, but what you're saying is true. Like but I think that goes back to the point that I was making earlier. Is like you. At the end of the day, I feel like the good side will always be beneficial to you. So if your friend is like, I'm going to step aside because I know this relationship is important and this time with you and your partner is important, go ahead and do that. We'll hang out tomorrow. Technically, that friend is choosing your happiness before their selfish reasons for hanging out with you. And thereby, that's the positive side. So I would actually say you're prioritizing technically your friendship because you allowed Robel to make the choice. You allowed Robel to go ahead and lead with the choice. You could say yes or no to what Robel is saying, but Robel offered you that option. So I think it goes to that. I feel like, I don't know which side I would pick. I don't know.
Yeah, don't
I don't think.
Somebody else. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's complicated. It depends on the people.
Because when you break up, those are the same friends that are gonna be there for you.
That's true.
You will have to in everything you did. Really, no, I thought maybe nah.
Okay, I have another before. Oh, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, like, he's saying, oh, because a relationship, if it's a new relationship, since the chances of it lasting is very low, then you should just look at what your friends are saying. But what I'm saying is, you don't go into a relationship saying, "Oh, we might like." You don't enter a relationship thinking about breaking up. It's just you work towards it, and if you don't align with each other and you feel like it's best to be apart, then you break up. But what I'm saying is, if you only consult your friend and you don't consult your partner, then how do you know if they're gonna be the one for you? That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to give them those questions to see their perspectives, and if what they're offering is beneficial to you. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with what you're saying, but basically what I was saying is, like, it's not saying completely neglect one side, but basically you can say like 60%, 50%. 60% my friend, 50 my girlfriend. No, 40 my girlfriend, for example. 60 my friend, 40 my girlfriend.
Percentages.
And it's like, you know, like I don't have to neglect the other person completely, but I'll value my friend more. Because it's like, no matter what, like you can get in a relationship, like you're not thinking about breaking up. It's like, oh, be optimistic and everything. But chances are, it's most likely, like at this young age, it's more likely for you to break up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend than actually ending a friendship with your friend that you've been friends with like for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? It's like,
but even friendships fall apart. Like, you might be friends with someone for so long and you're not friends.
And the other. Yeah, but it's more likely for you to break up with your lover than for you to lose your friend, I believe. Your real friend. I don't know. I'm not talking about friends you make, like, you know damn well that's not a good friend, but you make it.
But I guess I could see team aside, because when a lot of us in our youth, we make a lot of friends of convenience, and they leave. They leave pretty quickly. They go in and out. There's some people who stay consistent, but most of us can say, like, we had some really close friends 5 years ago that are not our friends anymore.
Yeah.
We don't even talk to them no more. Or we might say hi on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
So I think it's not so easy to be like, oh,
yeah,
we're going to always be friends, and then we're always going to, you know.
Relationships that last like 1 year even.
There's some relationships that last longer than that.
But I'm saying, like, the likeliness of a relationship lasting longer than a friendship, for example. At this stage, I'm not talking about older, like 18, 19. It's more like 6 months, 3 months, 1 year.
You know? I mean, I think you know me. When it comes to my friends, I'll break up with you real quick. You do one thing as a friend. I'm like, I used to be quick. Like, back in the day when I was young, I used to be quick. I used to drop friends like flies. Because for me, it's like, you show me one little thing, I'm like, I can't deal with this. I gotta go. I got to go. Like, even Booba used to tell me about that. Like, Aisha, you need to chill. You drop your friends like flies. So I think it depends on your personality and, like, you know, how much you're cleaning house all the time. Because some people keep friends for a long time and then some people don't. But I feel like the people who keep friends for a long time, eventually it gets to a place where, like, you have to face the fact that you never actually kept looking and making sure that these friends are a true reflection of what you are. But
I take an extra step too, Aisha, like to add on to you, say, like, not only if they do something and then you cut them off, if I see my friend do something wrong to somebody else, that's already a cut off too, because you know you represent me everywhere you go. So sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So is it worth it to stop your friendship and start a relationship because you like each other?
Yeah.
With the same person?
I don't think you're stopping the friendship, though.
You kind of have to transition.
Yeah, but then again, but I feel like when you're in a relationship with someone, you should also have a friendship with them. So it kind of evolved, but it's still there. That's what I'm saying.
It's very ideal. It is good.
I think what he's asking is, like, let's say you guys are just friends, like me and my kid, and at some point we want to, like, give it a try and we want to start dating. Is it worth it? Because we might not work out as a couple and break up, and we might, you know, lose our solid friendship we had beforehand. So that's always like a risky thing. She's asking, like, is it worth it to, like, you know, make that jump?
And really what I wanted to ask was, like, you know, what is it worth it to, like, actually put your feelings out there? Because sometimes you'll find scenarios in friendships, like, there's somebody who feels something but then the other doesn't, or both do but they're scared, or did feel something at a certain point but then one person has let go. what happens in those kind of scenarios where, you know, do you feel like it's worth it to go and break the friendship and be like, hey, I actually want to be with you, and not in like in a friendship way, but like, and actually like way much more. Do you think it's worth it to do that?
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
Yes.
Yeah, because then I feel like you're gonna regret later on not saying that.
But what
and
if,
I feel like you're gonna miss the opportunity of it something being more.
but what if the person doesn't like you back?
You gotta take that out.
That's gonna change your
Then they don't.
Friend, you can't take that L. That's your friend. And what if you lose one of your closest friends? I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel like you should risk it.
I mean, the biggest question is also like, can men and women be friends?
That's the next question that I have.
You know?
That's the next question.
So like,
I'm friends with all.
I mean, look, I think I think like the way Chris Rock said it. Chris Rock said like, you know, men are all on this freeway with the girl, and whenever they become friends with her, it's just basically they went out on the wrong exit. You know what I mean? It's like, are you kind of like supposed to be friends with a girl? Because, you know, when you're in the freeway, you wasn't thinking about being friends with her, you know? At the same time, there's also situations where like, all right, so not all the situations are like that, you know? Where your initial desire is to be with her in a different way, not in a friendship way. But when it comes to within friends, I think it's completely, you have to let her know. You have to express your feelings. And then after that, if you get an L, she's not your friend anymore. That's it. You keep going.
So you don't think you can bounce back after that to being just friends?
I think it is.
I'm gone.
I mean, yeah, I think it is, you know. I have an example of that happened to me in high school, actually.
Ooh.
Someone told me that, you know, and the thing is, that was my really close friend, right?
Oh.
So to try to make the person happy, at first I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should just give it a try. But then again, I was like, no, you have to be honest, because this person is your friend. I was like, you know, you're my good friend. It's not how I feel. And to this day, we talk. We are extremely good friends. We talk every time, you know.
Bro, you guys
So
are.
You on the other side. You on the other side. That person.
She's on the side waiting.
No. She's been with someone for 4 years, you know.
Hey, he ain't you though.
Get ready for you. You
Come
get
on,
ready, bro.
Don't do that.
Does he look like you too, or what?
It's possible. It's funny. It's funny you say that, bro.
I see. You already know, bro.
Maybe,
I don't think you brought that example up because that's showing that this is not worth it.
Yeah.
No, it is. It is. I think because we didn't lose much. You know, we connect in the same way, and then this person has been with someone else for 4 years, and we still have conversations. We didn't lose our friendship. That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't lose it.
You didn't lose it, but did your friendship get changed a little bit by that though? You can't say that it didn't.
It did, but we still have it though, because we were honest, you know. And then I appreciate the fact that both people were honest, you know.
Okay, yeah.
She came forward, she was honest, I was honest, and then I think that's what it's all about.
Break up for you now.
Hmm?
If you ask her to, she will break up for you.
Yeah, you creating drama. No,
come on, man.
Drama for people.
So I think it's just important to be honest.
Okay. I don't feel like it's worth it. It's just not worth it. Especially if it's like a really close friend. Nah, it's just not worth it, guys.
I just don't know why people feel the feeling like expressing it out loud is like, sometimes you just gotta go with the way it feels. You know, sometimes you just gotta let it happen. You know,
My God, let him know. Go ahead.
What are you talking about? You gotta let what happen?
There's a way of looking at how tendencies are, you know. It's like expectations, calculations. You're trying to like how do they call that? You're trying to it's like calibrating a gun, you know. You're calibrating this
not
shit.
Engineering class. If you like somebody, you can't be calibrating. You eventually have to ask them.
No, you
put
do.
it out there.
You do, but it's wrong for you to go knowing damn well like the you know, not knowing, not having any expectation of what the answer might look like. I'm seeing this girl and she's my friend. You know, we're cool and everything. She has never looked at me a certain way. She has never like you gotta look at those little details.
Maybe you didn't pay. Maybe you didn't see her, but she was.
No,
you can be blind, bro. You know, she's probably shooting her shot. You can't even see it. You know,
that's a possibility. But I feel like those are things you should look out for before you make that move. Otherwise, you're risking something for, you know, you're putting all your money on one game, and that's it.
I'm Jordan with it, bro. Let's go.
I feel like, I mean, I think it depends because, you know, sometimes you have feelings that you develop for somebody and they really can't see you outside of the friend scope. So you might have been looking at them a certain way. You might have been complimenting them. You might have been throwing all the signs that you like them, but they're always like, ha ha, like that's my friend, whatever. They never see it. So eventually you're like, I don't know what signs you're talking about because this happens to a lot of guys. Like this happens a lot where you have like friends that are girls that you may not be attracted to. So off the bat like that, because I think it's a difference too. Because I think when you're attracted to your friends that are women, you definitely wait for the signs. Like,
okay,
you know, like what are the signs?
How you doing?
But when it's somebody that you might not be attracted to, you're like not even trying to see the signs. She may be cooking for you, bringing stuff for you, trying to show you all the time, oh, you look so good, complimenting you, and you never see it because you don't want to. That's the truth.
So here's the thing again. What is really friendship, okay? Because sometimes you can know the girl, you know, you guys are more of an acquaintances, you know, in that sense, okay, but then if you say, no, this is my friend, like my 100, then it becomes complicated. Because I don't know, like how you guys been developing this relationship that you call friendship? It comes back to the point: are men and women can be friends? Can they really be friends? Yeah. That is the question there. Yeah. If they can, is there like a I don't know.
There's an asterisk towards it, bro. There's an asterisk.
It depends. It depends on also because that's assuming you're talking about heterosexual people. You know, if that's the case, man, I see from the background, hi. But it depends if they're heterosexual, like then you're talking about heterosexual people. But then people who are like who are homosexual or people who may like love everyone, you know, I forgot what the term is, pansexual. There's a whole like thing. So like, I don't know.
Sometimes, yeah, but when we gotta bring in, I think, like relatively new concepts that society have accepted, it becomes a lot more complicated to talk about these issues.
Well, homosexuality is not new. That's been there.
No, I said relatively been accepted lately, you know?
Oh, okay.
That has been starting to be accepted. It becomes a lot more complicated because we're not talking about men and women anymore. There's a lot of variables.
Well, no, I'm talking, heterosexuality, homosexuality, and pansexual. Like all of these things are terms that you could apply to women and men.
Yeah.
This is not gender, this is sexuality. So if we're talking about only women and men, then we can have this discussion and just, you know, I'm just saying, like, when you say that, I think if you're asking the question, then I guess you're talking about, can heterosexual men and women like be only friends? Because they would only
that's why I'm more referring to.
Yeah, that's what I'm just asking to clarify, because, you know, if you say homosexual, then they're obviously like, sure, they can be friends. They're not even attracted to each other.
Yeah. So
you
that's the thing.
Megan, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
On our friendship, we are both heterosexual, a man and a woman.
Snap. Is this the step you're gonna make to transition? You change the.
She's doing the Euro step.
Wait, what's going on here?
That men and women can be friends. You know, we are friends. I don't know if anyone on your side there's something happening.
She's putting pressure on me.
No. I'm sure. Let your lawyer talk for you, bro. I got you. Now you gotta answer this shit, bro. Are you all on the side?
I trusted you.
I think we should move on. We don't let it marinate. You know what I mean? You can marinate in the back of your mind. You know?
No, I mean, there's no moving on. This is the end of the episode. I want to thank you all. I guess we'll leave it off of this. I don't know if it's really possible for heterosexual women and men to be friends. and for it to be purely platonic, because we never know. There might be one person that has feelings at a specific time or throughout the whole friendship. There might even be people who make friends with you thinking they're going to be able to come in and actually change your mind and make you like them. So there's too many different things and variables. So we don't know. But all we know is that friendships are complex. They're not simple. People use friendships and friends as tools to get things or to reward or to treat people in a better way, to develop themselves, to develop their communities. Friendships are complex based on all of the discussions that we had, and everyone may define it differently, and people may have different expectations. I want to thank you so much to everybody who came to participate for this friendship panel. It was a really interesting discussion. I enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is the first time I ever did this, and I'm sure this is the first time most of you have done this, but I appreciate you all coming and sharing your thoughts and ideas and putting them up for display. And I'll make sure to let you know when it goes live.
You should do a part 2.
Oh snap! A part 2 about what? What suggestions? What topics would you want?
Because we didn't.
I'm talking about dating.
Okay, dating. Okay.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for watching this last episode of the Friendship Panel series. It is bittersweet because I've definitely enjoyed editing, rewatching, and publishing these episodes. I've been engaging in really great conversations in the background with so many of you about the different topics we've touched on. So I want to thank you all for your support and for your attention. I want to thank the panelists for being vulnerable, for being honest, and for just being themselves. It is not easy to do that on a public platform. So shout out to you all. You know who you are. And I want to ask you all, viewers, to please continue subscribing to my YouTube channel, sharing my content, and of course, you can follow me on IG at AïchaNader3000 if you want to see more of the latest things that I'm thinking about or the daily updates of what's going on with me. I want to thank you all again. And of course, until next time, because we'll be talking about dating while Black. Oh, yes, we will. Those episodes are coming out real soon, so I'm looking forward to seeing you all online real soon. Bye. Deuces.